Fuck it. I don't know how to. I think I'm gonna have to change the description later. This is just gonna be me trying to get this idea described while I still have it in my head. Basically, I just thought of it, and I think it's got something in there that could be cool, and I want to get it out there so that if anyone who is significantly more intelligent and clever than me could possibly work with this idea, then feel free just to copyright Rawlyk. I know, but seriously, I've had a thought, which is specifically for when AI technology becomes significantly more advanced. So this is thinking a few, maybe even a decade or 2 decades in the future. So don't expect to see this anytime soon. I don't expect to see it anytime soon, but I think it's a cool thought experiment, as it were. And that is, simply put, we have streaming services like Netflix and Amazon and all that. Imagine, just for a second, we kind of have both of these separate. So we have streaming services that tailor to a lot of different people. But what if you could have a streaming service that tailors to you? Now hear me out. This would need AI technology and very advanced AI technology. Basically, the idea I have is, and I'm going to try and describe it as best as I can. I'm rubbish with describing stuff like this. But basically, you would type in a little prompt. So say if you're like me and you like anime and you I personally prefer isekai myself, so I'll type, say if I wanted to find an isekai anime where the protagonist gets isekai'd and has his own virtual shop that he can buy stuff from where he was. Right? I think that is a manga, but it's not an anime. Anyway, so I type that into a little prompt, and an AI would write basically the first season in a matter of again, when this sort of thing would be started, it'd probably take a good few minutes to make it. But maybe as technology advances even more than that, could be done in even seconds, Anyway, so the AI technology would write it, create a virtual environment to produce it, depending on the thing. So if it's an animation, it might just create the imagery. Sort of what's it? There's this one AI that you can type in prompts now, and this is why I say it sort of ties into what we have now a little bit. But there's this AI that's out there where you type in your prompt, and it makes an image from your prompt. It's really shit. Usually you get nothing near to what you want. But as that gets more and more complex, I think it could tie into this, where you would type this prompt, and it would make you an anime from scratch, from that prompt, in a matter of maybe minutes, even seconds, as the technology advances. And so the question comes into play: how would that go forward? And how I see it is sort of mixed between this AI technology, kind of like Netflix as a streaming service as well, but also partly mixed in with social media. So how it would work is you'd have your own custom shows that would be made from your prompts, but you would also have shows that you can share with friends and friends can share with you. So say a friend has a show that's produced in a virtual environment, a custom made show, and they think, oh, that's a good show, I'll share it with, say, one of my mates goes, oh yeah, I've made this show from this prompt and it's kind of cool, give it a try. Then they could share it with me, I could share it with other people if I thought it was good, and so on and so forth. So it wouldn't just be a case of making your own custom things as well, but you'd also be able to see new cool custom things that other people have made. Maybe even sort of like the modding community, right? You can have a show or movie community, and they'd be sharing links, or there'd be a built-in thing where you could go and search for something, So say someone says online, oh, have you seen this new community creation where this person made this cool show or whatever? and you know you can all share with that, and you know give it ratings and stuff as well. So I think that could be cool. And obviously, comment section. Some people go like, "Oh, you know, this could be better. This could be better," and the community would rate it as well, so that not just would the AI get an idea of what the personal preferences of the people rating those shows are, and get it better tailored to that person when doing future prompts for those people as well. But also, it would tailor it specifically to you as well, because you'd be making the shows that you want to see, and you can rate how well the AI does with it. So, say if the show comes out and you think that's not quite what I imagined, it's not what I thought it might turn out better than that. This is lacking a little bit, and so you can sort of give that advice to the AI, and it can work with it. Oh, just the thought of it, all these thoughts are going around in my mind right now of how this could work, and I don't know any coding or anything like that. Again, that's why I say, if anyone out there that knows this stuff better than me, or is more creative and intelligent than me, because there's loads of people who are more creative and intelligent than me, trust me on that, work with it, just let me know, alright? Let me know if you do start on it, and there's a way of doing it, and you do start on it, let me know, please. I don't care if it's 10 years in the future, I don't care if it's 20 years in the future, as long as I'm still alive, let me know, hit me up. I don't care if I have 1 follower or 100 million followers, I don't care if I've gotten into controversy, any of that, let me know, right? Because this is such a cool concept that I think if it's done well, it will be so good. I think it could be so innovative in the streaming service as a whole, and so you know, hey Netflix, if you want to put this into practice, by all means do it. There was a geezer, I can't remember his name. I think he's from China or something, and the geezer invests like billions into people's ideas. I don't want him to do that for me. I couldn't handle fucking billions, I'll tell you that much. But if he somehow sees this, mate, please work with Netflix, right? Get on this, or some already established streams, and see if you can make a subsection of it that works with that. Because I've heard that he sees the next stage of technology as AI, and I sort of agree with him on this. And I'm not just saying that because I want the guy to see it and all that shit. I actually agree that it could be useful in the reasons that I just explained, because I think that that's where it could lead to people making their own stuff that they love and they enjoy, and not needing to worry about, you know, all this other stuff, you know, not having to worry about, you know, production time, or you know, spending long grueling hours and take after take after take, when it can be done perfectly in seconds. And if that does come to play, and you know, that stuff does become available, and the technology does become more advanced and to facilitate that, then not just that, we could also see stuff like the costs, like the monthly costs or the yearly costs of these services going down as well, because it would be community driven, really. So if there was a service like I was saying earlier, based around that community as well, then instead of paying, say, I don't know, £9.99 a month, right, and or for Netflix, right, or a version of it, as it were, then for this version of it, you could be paying, I don't know, £5 a month, maybe £4. No, you would technically only be paying as a collective community for, say, like server costs or maintenance or whatever, right, for the actual AI, which could be incredible. Like, instead of them having to spend billions on all this production or whatever, they can spend a fraction of that working on the AI technology, or working on increasing the technology to facilitate that AI. And I think, personally, that first of all, this is really far off, as I said at the start. I don't think this is going to happen anytime soon. I don't think any of this is really even possible. Even in the next 10 years, I can't imagine it happening that soon. But I hope it does. I hope I get proven wrong. But if it doesn't, I still hope that it'll at least happen some point in the future. That we'll be able to see custom-made stuff made by other people. You know, the creative minds of other people as well. Like, some people, like, aren't really that artistic like me. I'm not really that good with art. But some of the ideas that I have in my head, if I just wrote a few, like, sentences or whatever, I can make this awesome thing that I've always wanted to make. It would be so freeing for those people that have that creative drive, that have those creative ambitions and all those ideas packed in their heads. With the use of AI, being able to make whole shows and films, and maybe even having a section where it's like you can choose, like, oh yeah, do you want to make a film or do you want to make a TV show, you know, or maybe even games, like, depending on how advanced the technology would get. Again, 10, 20, 30 years in the future. Again, a very long term. But you could even see video games being made out of this, or, you know, or anything really custom that you want, you know. And I think the idea of that is just absolutely fucking incredible. I hope I explained that well. I hope I put that well into words. I'm going to keep this public. It's not going to be one of the numbered streams, that because I usually do numbers on my streams to show which ones are all. This is just kind of random tangent. This will be on my channel, and I want it to be on my channel, but it's not part of like my gaming stuff or my normal stuff. So that's why it's just going to be its own separate thing. But I want it out there. I want this idea to be out there, and I genuinely hope someone thinks it's a good idea and goes, oh, actually, I'll take some inspiration from it. You know, again, it might just be inspiration they take from it. Maybe they take the whole idea and try and work with it in the future. I don't know. You're welcome to, if you're watching this in the future, in 2035 or whatever. If you're watching this and you want to do this, you know, again, I might be an old man by then, but actually, no, I won't be an old man, but I will. I'll be 30. I'll be 35 in 2035. What am I talking about? But, you know, still, let me know. As long as I'm alive, I want to know. I want to be keeped. I sounded so intelligent up until that point, didn't I? Keeped. Is that even a word? I don't know. Kept, anyway. I think that's the one I was going for. But yeah, so 2035 or whatever, right? If you're planning to do any of this shit that I was talking about and that I thought might be a cool idea, let me know, right? Get in contact with me. I might still be on Instagram or whatever, I don't know. Depends how fucking toxic it's gotten by then. I mean, Twitter, look how toxic Twitter's gotten. Jesus, even Reddit is starting to get a bit. I'm tempted just to go, but there's still some good stuff on there, so I'm sticking around for a bit for that. Same as I did with Twitter, you know, there still was good stuff there. I still do go back to it for the big things like the whole Justice Dankula thing, but anyway, side tangent aside, try and get in contact with me. Hopefully I'll be available somewhere to talk to. Yeah, this, again, I might get a fucking message from some AI developer that's making this thing in like 2045 or whatever, but I don't mind. I honestly wouldn't mind that. You know, like, I wouldn't, even if it's the middle of the night and I hear a ping, I would still pick up my phone and see if it is that, because the idea of it is so cool for people to have that creativity finally. You know, even the people that can't draw or can't, you know, maybe can't do long stories or long scripts, maybe those people that have that basic idea in their head can see it come to fruition, and I love the thought of that. Anyway, anyone that's here for the game and stuff, this weekend coming, I'll probably be doing another gaming stream. I don't know if it'd be Roblox or Minecraft or whatever, I can't say for certain, but hopefully it'll be fun. I always try and find something fun to do. But until then, thanks for listening to my rambling, any of you that did come in. I think I saw it, that little viewer thing popped to like one a couple of times. So then they saw that I was rambling and I'm like, oh, that's not job again. but yeah. So that concludes this. Again, I don't know if we're going to see it anytime soon. Very, very unlikely. It's just a thought in my head that I wanted to get out there. I wanted to talk about. It's something that I thought was such a good idea, and I don't want to forget about it because it's getting a little bit late now, so that's why I'm just trying to make this as short a stream as possible. But I wanted to get it out there, especially before I fell asleep or whatever. And I know that if I fell asleep with this in my mind, I forgot about it because I forget about a lot of stuff before I fall asleep. I would kick myself for not remembering it at the very least. So here it is. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening to my rambling. If you did indeed listen to my rambling, and I might see you for a gaming stream this weekend. I don't know for certain yet, but hopefully I'll see you guys then. See you, boys. Or Brits, of course. Anyway, let's close this. Is this the right button? Yes, this is the right button. Good. I'm not used to streaming on my phone. Anyway, see you, boys.